Hello everyone, this is the first video tutorial for my new plugin SymMorphy, which is a tag plugin which allows you to mirror morph changes or mesh changes from one side of the figure to the other, or whatever object it is. I'm starting off right now with a preloaded file. It's an imported M4 figure. Already has the tag added to it, and you would add it to it by going to Tags, SymMorphy. In some places it'll be under the Kuryomi DZ tags menu option. The first thing you need to do is snapshot the base unaltered model so that we have a baseline from which to work with the points and have comparison between them and the change points. I've already done this for this one, but I'll do it again just to show you that what happens, and it'll ask me to update it in this case, and I'll say no because I've already done the snapshot. Alright, I'm going to skip all the details about what's here and just show you how it works. So in this case, this model is basically symmetrical across the YZ plane, which is the plane created by the blue and green arrows on the axis. And if you want to see the plane and which side is considered the source, or where you're going to make the changes and then mirror them over to the other side, you can go to the viewport display and enable show morph symmetry plane, and this will display overlay of the plane. The colored side is the source side, and it'll show you exactly where the plane lies. So now you sort of have an idea of which side you're going to work on and which side is going to be affected by the actual SymMorphy process. From there, we've already seen the plane. We can choose different methods for restricting the points being looked at as morph changes. All points is usually pretty good, but if you have other changes and you want to restrict it to just a certain area, you can use any of the active selections or even a selection tag, which can be dropped into this selection tag link box right here. For now, for our purposes, we'll just use all points. The smallest morph distance change tells us the smallest change between the original points and the changed or altered points that will be accepted as real changes as a morph that we'll be mirroring. And for now, we'll leave these all default and go right ahead and make some change. So I'm going to go into a front mode. Get up to the head so we can see the face. And I'm going to make a very simple change. I'm going to go to point mode. I'm going to grab the Tools, Mesh, Transform Magnet. And I'm going to set the radius to about 10 centimeters, just so it's not too big. There we go. And we're going to give this Michael 4 figure a smile. I'm going to alter some points by moving them. And with SymMorphy, deformer mesh changes, if you use one of these type of deformers, really doesn't matter because it actually can be mirrored itself, so you really don't need it. This is mainly for direct point alterations. So I've made my alterations. At this point I might want to see what those alterations were, and I can go to the viewport display and actually show the altered source points. It'll show me which points are about to be changed or have been changed, and you can also see which points on the other side might be affected, and you use this as a verification to make sure you've got good alignment of the points. It shows what it thinks are the points on the other side that will be affected. And it looks like we have a good alignment. Once we're done with this, we can actually create our symmetric morph. Now in our case, I think for display purposes, I'm going to create a CD morph tag. I'm going to call it smile, and I'm going to tell it that, I'll call it here actually, and I'm going to combine them so that when you change the morph, it will change as one morph on the tag. So what we do now is create symmetric morph by hitting this button, and it'll go ahead and process, and it's done the mirroring. Go back to this mode, and you can see it has created a CD4D morph tag, which now has a strength slider and a smile for the morph, and we can change that and turn it off and on and set it to various settings. So that's the first part of it. In the next video tutorial, I'm going to explain the file export, and in further tutorials, maybe more complex morph changes that you can do involving different sources and also different combinations on the CD4D morph tag, so that you can make individual morphs and you can actually ignore some other things with this. Thank you.